Base is the place. Yeah, that's right. Very special beginning of Slamcast this week because we kind of got a very special episode of Slamcast this week. We're pre-taping an episode, and there's only two of us. Me and Nick Horacek are here. Nick, how's it going, man?
It's going good. I got a good start to my weekend. I'm working tomorrow night, but it's going to be a good weekend.
It's
Memorial
it's mem-
Day.
it's Memorial Dab Weekend for me, and for those of
Hell
you who
yeah.
are listening to this, yes, that's what that means. So that's what I got in store for me. It's also Memorial Day weekend, a special, I guess, toned down version of Slamcast.
Yeah. Looks like we got none
Because
of the
it's only two
dark
of us,
humor. Because,
and
yeah,
we couldn't find the rest of
Burhan.
us.
Yeah,
None of the dark
Burhan.
humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Well,
Burhan's having a Burhan, so we
yeah,
wish him all the best.
Dave's
And
somewhere. Maybe Tom
mm,
Shaw will be on. I don't know. Maybe Dave will
maybe,
pop up, but
maybe,
as of
but
now,
if
it's just the two
not,
of us.
as of now, it's just the two of us. We're gonna do it to take this show to the best of our abilities. And
Yep.
speaking of the best of our abilities, man, we this week marked I guess, a melancholy anniversary because anytime it's an anniversary of a death, it's not like something you want to celebrate, but you remember the person. And this week, if you are familiar with professional wrestling, you know that it was the fourth anniversary of the death of Macho Man Randy Savage. And I mean, it was a story that just absolutely took everybody blindsided because he
Yeah.
felt like he was really starting to get, I guess not redemption, but get back into the good graces of the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
There was rumors that the relationship between him and the McMahons had cooled. He had an actual contact, and he was allowing them to license his image for toys, which
Mm-hmm.
ever since they got that deal with Mattel, that was like the hottest, most craved action figure was a highly detailed Macho Man Randy Savage. So
Mm-hmm.
we were able to get that, and then it
Bam.
was all suddenly taken away from us all so
Yep.
fast. And you when someone's life ends in a car accident, it's you struggle because you always look for somebody to blame, whether it's the person or some outside factor. That's what I guess left his death. I guess
It's
left
just so
his.
depressing that it was
Yeah, it
just
is because it
sudden.
just was
He,
so
I,
random.
yeah, he kind of. I think he, if I remember, he passed out in his car, and while he
It
was
was a heart
driving,
attack. I believe it
yep,
was a heart attack, and then led him to
while he was
hitting
driving,
his car
crashed his car, and then,
and died on the scene. But I mean, let's not talk about the death and let's celebrate the life. Macho Man obviously is one of the reasons why I'm doing this show. I
hmm
mean, without him, so many wrestling fans would not exist, or they would exist, but they wouldn't have, I guess, uh, this iconic figure. I guess. I mean, the
hmm
Mount Rushmore of wrestling gets passed on is a overly used phrase. I
well,
think.
yeah, on that, and it just varies person to person. Like
Yeah,
mine would be Austin, Rock, Michaels, and Taker.
I think yours would probably be a majority of people. I mean,
hmm
you have to certainly say for the '80s, if you had to put a Mount Rushmore for the '80s,
Oh yeah,
he's certainly
yeah,
on that
Hogan.
list.
I'd say Hogan, Savage, Warrior, and Flair. Because
Piper or
Piper,
Flair, yeah.
Flair.
Well, I guess you could call it. Yeah, I guess you could call it Flair because that's really when Flair had his.
Yeah,
But
well, you could easily swap Warrior with Flair and put Piper on there. It's just when you talk about icons.
yes,
Oh yeah,
there is no bigger icon, and there are a few bigger icons in this business than Macho Man Randy Savage. And this week, I think we all took a
the
time. It took a minute out of our busy lives to reflect on the Tower of Power, the man who is too sweet to be sour, funky like a monkey, uh, and a guy who had a little bit more than a cup of coffee in the big time. That's for sure.
oh man, he
So
was such a character, such a personality. Like
yeah, I guess
anything this guy
it
did.
set the tone. Like when people would do like who wouldn't even watch professional wrestling would do impersonations of professional wrestlers, they would do either Hulk Hogan or Let me tell you something, brother,
Yeah, because they're the
or they would
easiest
do
to do.
Macho Man, or they would do Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah,
That's basically it. Oh yeah, like because everybody knew the mannerisms everybody knew the gimmicks, everybody knew the catchphrases, everybody knew everything. You know, this is a guy whose impact will be felt
Yeah.
100 years after his
I
death.
mean, CM Punk started doing the diving elbow.
As a result of it,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think when they did, if I remember right, they did the tribute show, and he had
Yes.
the Macho Man tights on. This guy left such an impact on so many people.
Yes. So this is our little tribute to Macho Man. Obviously, we weren't around. We weren't doing this show when he died 4 years ago. But
Hmm.
it's a 4 year anniversary. Maybe next year we'll do a little bit more elaborate thing because this will be the 5 year anniversary. But
Hmm.
you know, thanks, Mach. So besides that, on a slightly more uplifting note, we had a pay-per-view this. We had a whole lot of stuff
Oh
go
my
on this
God!
week.
Holy crap!
So many news stories to cover. We're gonna try and cover it all with just the two of us. We are live. We are not live. We're pre-taped on the Retro Wrestling
Pre-taping this
Network.
sucker. Yep.
Yeah, man, it's Memorex because it's a lot easier that way, I
Where do you
guess.
want to hit this up with? Start with Raw and go from
Let's
there.
start. No, I think we should start in chronological order because
Yep.
we left off where we left off with our payback previews. So
Okay.
let's get right in and talk about the payback. We're not going to obviously break down every single match because
Yeah,
that would just be boring.
it was
Just
kind of over the pay-per-view in general. It was interesting.
it wasn't a bad pay per view. I definitely think I hadn't paid attention much during the build up because it's hockey season, obviously, and that
Yeah, and
takes precedence.
you have the
I'm
game on
watching.
in the background, so
Mhm,
you've got
mhm.
your eye on that. So if Brandon all
I'm
of a sudden gets excited or something, he's
I will
watching the
mute
Rangers.
myself. No. I'll mute myself. If I all of a sudden stop talking, or if something does happen in the middle of me talking and I start to go like this, that's Ranger
Yeah.
induced. Ranger induced hysteria and or
Yes.
misery because it's playoffs, because it's the cup. But no, like I said, I haven't really paid much attention to the build. From what I hear, it's been kind of meh.
Yeah, we've
Uh,
got.
but the pay per view certainly more than exceeded its build, and
Mhm.
that's what I absolutely had a feeling going into this pay per view that it did. Do you want to talk about any one particular match aside from the main event, which I
The
know we were
main
both talking?
couple. What do we have? We had the Ascension
I thought,
versus the Met.
yeah, I just see. I didn't watch the pre-show or anything
Okay.
else like that. I literally just watched that. I do like this now. I'm gonna keep calling him the meta powers because it's
Even though
such a
they started
meta.
calling them the Mega Powers, so
I know, but it's not the mega powers. But that's neither here nor there.
yeah.
The Ascension finally broke their 56 match or whatever it had
Mhm.
been at that point in time consecutive match losing streak by beating the Meta Powers cleanly.
Yep.
Uh, so that happened on the
Yep.
pre-show. I thought what was the opening match? Ziggler versus Sheamus was spectacularly unspectacular. It was
Mhm.
nothing bad, nothing over the top. It was a solid match from two solid performers.
Yep.
Nothing to write home about though, other than Ziggler busting himself open because Dolph Ziggler is willing to do that
Yeah.
to entertain
Now,
us.
I really can't say much of this because my wonderful stream decided to freeze for most of the frickin' pay-per-view. So
Oh man, see that's why I always, or very seldomly watch the live events as they're happening, just because of the amount of people on the servers
yeah,
and can
and I never really
service.
went back and I kind of got the
Yeah,
gist. There just wasn't like
yeah. There, like I said, this was a great match, but really nothing to write home about. This is
except
both
yeah,
of these.
Ziggler getting busted open hard
That
way,
was
but
it. That was really the only thing to write home about. The only one match that I really want to talk about, other than the tag match, was Bray Wyatt versus Ryback. I didn't have very high expectations in this match, and there were parts of this match that really frustrated me, like just general sloppiness, not only by Ryback, but by Bray Wyatt. I think there was just Bray Wyatt. Just I don't want to get on him too hard, and because who the hell am I? But there was a lot of lackadaisical bumps in that. Just stuff that he didn't take
yeah.
the right way or the full way.
Okay, I actually pulled up the card.
Uh
So
huh.
the tag title match, 2 out of
Well,
3 falls.
That was a fucking absolutely spectacular match. If you
Yep.
want to get into that, I mean that up
Oh my.
until the main event was
Yeah.
my match of the night
Yeah.
because
I
it
mean, you
had
had a great 2 out of 3 falls match. 4 great talents and a nice little shenanigan finish that actually worked.
yeah. I was really surprised. It's actually probably the most racist finished I've ever seen to a WWE match because it basically was the premise was all black people look alike.
Yeah, but I, I partly because of the stupidity of ref that he didn't realize that was Xavier Woods.
Yes, their tights are slightly different, ref.
Yeah, I guess it's that same concept. What was it, the Gemini? You remember that tag team by Simon Dean, or the Basham brothers,
yes.
or even the Bellas? Pre Nikki boob job.
Yes, a little bit of black twin magic there. But yeah, I really liked the finish to that match. I really actually liked every part of that match.
Yeah, and
I
they were
think.
cutting the promo after, and I just love the touch that we don't swear, we don't blah blah blah, and then we don't complain, we don't. I don't
And
remember
then Xavier Woods' fate.
Spit.
Like again, there's subtle things about the way that these guys are getting this
Mhm.
gimmick over or getting this gimmick heat with the fans is in their performances.
Yeah, it's the subtlety of it.
The
It's
slight facial expressions from
yeah,
Xavier Woods
or
when he
even just like the short thing where they say they don't spit, they don't swear, they don't complain, and then they find out they're in that elimination chamber match for the titles. What the hell? And then
yeah,
he's like, "Are you kidding me? Like what?" And they
yeah.
start doing the opposite. Just like I love
It's great.
subtlety.
It's great. I mean, and again, I think we could officially start calling now. I believe that's I think they want to be called this now because I think I've seen Tyson Kidd put BTE on the back of his kick pads. I think they should start calling Kidd and Cesaro the best team ever because that is a great team.
It's another one of those examples that that's the second time they put Cesaro with somebody kind of as a throwaway, but the Real Americans were a great tag team. Zeb Coulter is a fucking amazing manager, and
Well, I guess just goes to say Cesaro
is just like one of
one
those
of the
guys.
best.
Yeah,
He is absolutely one of the best workers on the roster right now.
you could plug him in with the right guy. You could throw him in there with freaking. They could throw him in there with probably like Ryback or somebody, or Bray Wyatt, and it would work.
Here's the thing: is he could carry a world title feud. I think too.
Easy.
I think there's enough people to get around it, get behind it right now. I think it's really only a matter of time before we see him in the world title picture because
I think so.
The talent is there. Yes, I think they're probably not so sure on his mic skills and stuff like that, but I think just the talent is so overwhelmingly there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they won't be able to
Yep.
deny it. Like I think if they're having the conversation for Money in the Bank at this point in time, I think if Cesaro's not in that conversation, then they're doing their fans a great injustice.
Injustice, yes.
Best team ever, man. Best team ever. This guy was in one of the best teams ever with Chris Hero and Kings of Wrestling, and they are quickly becoming, I think, more of a well-oiled unit than those two were.
Yeah,
big things
because Kid and Cesaro are two different styles. Cesaro is kind of more of a strong style. He's kind of more of a muscle kind of power guy. Cesaro or Kid, technical, speedy. It's kind of that perfect mix.
The things that they do to each other, like when Kid was being thrown over the top rope or something like that, Cesaro just bends down and like Kid goes over his back, and then Cesaro flips him back into the ring when he gets back up to the standing position.
Natalia ringside, never a bad thing.
There was something else. Something else I wanted to say about this match. If he hit that double underhook power bomb on Big E, that would have been my match of the night, I think. But the fact that they had to clearly pull out of it, they just didn't have the strength to double underhook the 350 pounds of Big E Langston.
Who is a great talent in his own right. He's from what I know.
This feud is a great way to get over a bunch of talents
at the same time.
Yeah, that were really needed, a solid feud, and this is just what the doctor ordered for all these guys.
Xavier really wasn't doing a whole lot. We got Kofi. They've been doing nothing with him, which is ridiculous of how good that guy is. Big E, they should be doing more with. This guy's a former NXT champion, Intercontinental champion. You would think you want to be putting over these big guys, bigger, newer stars as much as possible, but
I mean, now I think they're finally getting that due,
yeah.
and
I think we're really starting to see that now because I'm looking at the card. We got Neville beating King Barrett by countout.
meh. Like I said, I wasn't okay, but like I wanted to go back to what I was talking about Bray Wyatt before, because the Bray Wyatt Ryback match was a great match. Even though I did have some slight complaints, but one thing that I think Bray Wyatt did in this match, and he's did it again the next night on Raw, and I hope he does it in future matches, because I think he's found another move to his arsenal that could set him apart and could really help him get even more popular, if that's even possible at this point. Is that senton from the outside, Cactus Jack-esque, by the way. That senton to the outside, and he did it again on the top ropes to Dean Ambrose. But just the way Ryback sold the, I mean, I don't know if he was selling. He might have actually knocked the wind out of him, because those are two big guys hitting. Yeah, I just look. I think Bray Wyatt has equal parts. Showed in this match, he has equal parts Undertaker and Mick Foley in him, which is a dangerous combination.
Yes.
But a recipe for success. Oh dear God.
Foley and Taker separately, they're the two of the most over guys in the last 20, 30 years.
Yeah, and if you match the ring psychology ability of the Undertaker and just like the gimmick of the Undertaker with just I really think Bray Wyatt has this this ability to sacrifice himself and to do things, the ability to push himself further than any other guy on the roster, just to just to get a reaction from the fans, I think is a recipe for success. I think he's really found it, and I think moves like that are going to set him apart. It's going to, people are going to start cheering for it. It's going to be one more thing to, get over. He's going to have to name it, I think, at some point in time. But yeah, I loved it. I love that senton to the outside. I thought it was great. Just the way Ryback's face looked after he got the air knocked out of him. Perfect, man. Perfect. Yeah. I think that's really it.
Well, we got the U.S. title match, which I missed most of, but
okay, yeah, the U.S. title match, because that was actually pretty significant. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty. At that times, I thought it was a great match, but like it's the match that followed it, rather, the main event, I thought it went on a little too long. It seemed like it dragged. It seemed like there could have been several spots there that would have worked perfectly fine for a finish, the finish that they wanted to enact, but they didn't have to go to it. It just seemed like they just kept on pushing it further and further and further.
They really drug it out, because they fought all over the arena, and it was.
Yeah, it seems like they thought of everything they had to do, and then the referee started telling them, like, "Hey guys, you still got 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes left. You wanna do something? You really want to bring it home?" But
I mean, what part of
it was a great match, though. Yeah, I thought
got taken out of it a little bit just because we knew what the hell was going to happen.
Yes, obviously, we all knew. We're not idiots. We knew that John Cena was not going to lose this feud to Rusev.
He was not going to lose an I Quit match.
Yes, he's not going to lose an I Quit match to Rusev. Not going to use the U.S. title to Rusev, and yes, that this match would probably be used to facilitate the dissolution of the Lana Rusev on-screen relationship, which it did, and we did, and they all three talents played their part perfectly. We'll see what's next from Rusev, because it's what he does next is very important, because he's coming in white hot. I think obviously he's going to be in the Elimination Chamber Intercontinental title match. I wouldn't be surprised if he is that, but is the winner of that. But I mean,
don't see it.
I wouldn't be surprised though, because But what do they do afterward? They just essentially just becomes a repeat of his U.S. title reign essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but again, here's what I think they should do with Rusev, and I've said it once before. And if WWE really does have bugs in my house, like I think they do with the Elimination Chamber tag team match and all the other
Mm-hmm.
various ideas that I've mentioned on this show, that seemingly a couple weeks later WWE does.
Yeah. Which I think
Uh,
we're almost coming up on our 1 year.
are we really?
Yeah.
Man,
'Cause I think it was like our third episode when I jumped on, and that was like what?
seems so long ago. It was around a Royal. It was around Money in the Bank. Yeah, so maybe.
Yeah,
I
we're
don't remember.
pushing.
Burhan's
Anyway.
Burhan's the official show historian. We don't. We don't. Me and Nick don't concern ourselves with
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. But
I just kind of realized like it's already almost the end of May, but yeah, we done
we're
talking
coming
about
up.
the U.S. title match because I will say the finish. You had Rusev screaming in Bulgarian, who couldn't tell what he was saying.
Well,
So,
that's was why he did that, was to bring Lana into it, because
hmm
she's obviously his translator.
right,
Um,
and obviously very concerned about her man.
mhm.
I mean,
I mean, yes, no, that was done very well, because obviously they have a relationship in real life, so
yep.
she was acting like
So
this
there was
was
a bit
a
of
man she
realism to it,
loved.
so you kind of feel that she
Yeah.
realized this guy's, it worked perfectly, and
She even said it the next night on Raw. She's like, "I care about you. I don't want to
yeah,
see you hurt."
and then
He just
wrestling
breaks it.
being
But
wrestling, and
like I said, for Rusev, this is a very interesting time for him, because he needs to stay strong, but
real strong.
real strong. But I mean, there's very little things they could do with him. But that's why I say, if WWE is paying attention to my thing, I think they need to put him as the next muscle of the Authority, or additional muscle of the Authority. It's the perfect role for him.
Yeah,
You really just it's a plug and play gimmick, man. You don't have to.
have
You
the
just plug
same
him
guys.
in.
You just plug.
Exactly.
You get a guy like Rusev who's a big built, burly type of guy. This guy can be a bodyguard, and he's proven that he's got great ability in the ring. This guy can throw anybody around like no tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. There's your
He
next
slaps
strong
that.
guy in the
Yeah,
Authority,
he slaps that
right there.
accolade on somebody. They're going out.
Bong bong.
Yep.
You know, like what it do,
Yeah.
nephew.
I know. Personally,
Um,
with me with the Intercontinental title match, I think Neville should be the one to win it. I mean, just because you have with this finish at with the Neville Barrett match, this count now, it's like there has to be some here that this has to advance the story, because if that's kind of how it ends, or maybe Neville at least pins Barrett in that chamber match, and then you have a conclusion to the feud at least,
yeah,
or the
I
other way
really think.
around.
I mean, I really think that this is gonna keep on going
Yeah.
further and further. Like, you
I
haven't
would like to
seen the
see these
last.
guys feud over the Intercontinental title. I want to see Neville with another freaking championship, man. He's
No,
so
I think
good.
it's he's not. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying it's a little too soon for him to be pushed into the Intercontinental title
You think?
picture just yet. Yeah, a little too soon.
A little too soon.
He's Yeah, just a little too soon. I'm not saying that like
So
he's
in a
not.
sense, him getting pinning Barrett in that match, and then Barrett getting mad, knocking him out the bullhammer
I
with.
think you know what I think this is. I think this is literally, they're gonna have a feud with him and Barrett, and it's not gonna be for the Intercontinental title. It'll be for the title of King of the Ring. I think the inevitable blow off to this feud is Barrett puts his title of King of the Ring on the line, and King Neville sounds a lot better of a title than King
Yep,
Barrett.
better than calling him the new sensation.
Yes, exactly.
God,
Which is, I thought that was the new Coke, or Pepsi was the new
yeah.
sensation. Oh Jesus! So,
Wow, we gotta get to the freaking main event of this thing.
yes, because the main event was the best part of this
Oh
match.
my
The best
God.
part of this event. I mean, a great match by all talents involved. But I guess we'll just talk about the main thing, was the miniature Shield reunion
Yes,
in the middle of the match.
I
So
love it.
awesome! Like, we did not see that coming. I mean,
I think
certainly I didn't.
I think people were thinking it was going to be a Shield reunite. I didn't think so, but I thought there was going to be some collusion in there. And man, just that moment, Orton gets the triple power bomb through the table, and just how Seth and they all sold it just great.
Well,
You
no,
know,
no, what it came together was what started it was when Orton started, going into Orton mode and
right.
Ortoning out, and they had the team
And
up and put them against them, and then
yeah, he's dropping everybody. And
it just became like old hat. They all went back into the gimmick, and like I said, it's a great. The best part of this match was when all three of them were just staring at each other,
yeah,
and
Seth puts his fist out like, hey, like the three
Dean
unite.
Ambrose's face for like that 10 seconds or so or whatever, while they're just standing there looking at each other. He's just got the smile, shit-eating grin on his face.
Yeah.
Reigns is no-selling it like always, like he always used to do back in the Shield days.
Right.
That wasn't a fucking trip, ref. Sorry, I'm yelling at the Rangers.
Here we go again.
It was not a fucking trip. He was turning a fucking around. Oh, bullshit. Anyway.
God.
Anyway.
Rangers hockey, everybody.
Rangers hockey is a fucking experience. For the fans. I can't even fucking think now. What was this? Oh, sorry. Yeah, when he's just staring there, just no selling it, and then the smile goes blank, and then that's when Seth knows he done fucked up now.
Yeah, I was like, hey, what was the meme I saw? It was hey, I guess it was something like, oh, you guys forgot.
He's like, yeah, you guys, yeah, we're back together, yeah. Guys?
No, we haven't forgotten. Yeah. Oh wait, you're still mad about the Shield thing.
Guys? Oh fuck! Like, it's just brilliantly played by
because
all
at
parties
least
involved.
There was some continuity for once. Like yeah, they haven't forgotten when you stabbed him in the back there, Seth. When you bought in.
Yeah.
He didn't sell out. He bought in.
I mean, and then the power bomb, the two power bombs that he had to take when he had to get the power bomb that they put Kane through, or they tried to put Kane through the table of the power bomb, and he didn't go through the table. Like, that was a great moment because the crowd, they didn't chant "you fucked up." There's like, "Do it again," or they were going one more time.
Yeah, that table was going out. That again, the Spanish announce table, the target.
They reinforced. They must have reinforced it.
Yeah.
Must have done something to reinforce it, but
yeah, well, that sucks. But and then it just comes down to Ambrose and Reigns, which I'm like, okay,
and again, we got a great moment between Ambrose and Reigns at the end when they were just staring at each other, staring each other down, giving the other guys more time to get their breath back.
Yeah,
get into the match.
Finish it. Yeah, we gotta finish this, and then
loser buys beers, like
I love that.
Like, yeah, it's
like they haven't forgotten that Reigns, at least the storyline, Reigns and Ambrose are still good.
Yeah,
they have the common enemy in Seth Rollins, and it's like I love that. Loser buys beers. Like, it's just subtle things like that.
Again, and again, the match, and then the little mini part of the match that they had together when
was great.
Was a great part too. This is where you get into where I thought the match dragged on a little bit, because I really thought that was your go home. You gave him you end it with the Shield, and then you have Orton. I mean, you have Reigns and Ambrose duke it out for a little while, and then you have Seth come back in and
steal one and get the hell out of there with his title.
Yeah. But that it dragged on. It seemed to keep on dragging on, and finally, I love the ending of the match, because I love that now we're like in this, since the curb stomp has been unknowingly banned as a finishing move by Seth Rollins, and they're trying to find a new move for him to do. The turnbuckle powerbomb and into super kick is a little too indie for the WWE to do, but
fair enough.
I think they found a perfect move for Seth Rollins, the pedigree. As long as he's the lackey for the Authority, he's got to do the pedigree. I think that's the perfect way to end it. It's showing him that he is their chosen guy. But yeah. So moving on to Raw.
Yep.
Since now that we talked about that, Raw was just brief. There was a lot of great moments in Raw, but it was basically Seth Rollins appreciation night.
Yep. Ambrose getting a one-on-one title shot at him. threatened then to put him through the cinder blocks, like what happened to him.
Finally got the dissolution of the Rusev Lana relationship.
Yep. And now all of a
Um,
sudden she's with Dolph Ziggler.
yes,
What is it with
basically
Dolph Ziggler gets
Dolph
the ladies?
Dolph Ziggler has officially been with every diva on the roster right now.
Yeah, you know.
It was weird, but there was something else that happened on Raw that you know I wasn't there for, but when I did watch it, it was very satisfying.
The
It
Brock
made the
Lesnar of NXT.
it made the internet have it had John Cena and Kevin Owens in the ring gave the world's largest simultaneous orgasm by wrestling fans. I
Oh
mean,
my
they just
god, this is, and it was Cena's little open challenge thing, and they have a great back and forth, no stupid comedy from Cena. I love Owens' line where he says, "I've
Oh,
been
it was a
doing this
great
longer than
promo.
you."
It was such a great, yeah. That was exactly the promo. And if people have been questioning my belief that Kevin Owens could be the next Stone Cold Steve Austin, that promo right there is why I say that. He could. There is nobody. There is. I sense a little bit of timidness in his voice, like maybe he was like finally realized the gravity of the situation. Um, but
Right.
uh, that was just absolutely solid promo from Kevin Owens, and we're finally gonna see it now at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Kevin
And this is
Owens
where I get
versus
nervous.
John Cena.
Is it for the US title though?
It is for the U.S. title. It is. Oh, it is.
Oh boy.
Oh yes, we better strap in our seats, ladies and gentlemen, because
I'm getting
the
nervous.
moment, the moment we never thought would happen, is actually gonna happen.
Mhm.
Kevin Owens, aka Kevin Steen, against John Cena. The internet is gonna lose its freaking
Or they're
mind.
gonna rage because, okay, so with,
how many if Cena wins we riot signs will there be
oh my god, it's
in
gonna be ECW One Night Stand '06 all over again.
Oh my god, it's gonna be great. That's why I said there's no way Cena walks out of as champion. I think I think it's just gonna be his moment. I think they finally seen enough from Kevin Owens in NXT that if
You
anyone's
think
gonna hold,
this is gonna
but
be
though
the,
if anyone's gonna hold two titles at the same time in WWE, I think it should be this guy. I really do. I think if I'm Triple H, I'm putting putting the rocket ship on this guy to the moon, man.
yes,
Um,
you have to. I mean, with what happened to Takeover, maybe we're gonna see something where Owens gets stripped of the title and then boom, main roster he goes.
yeah, who knows? Who knows? But I am just very much excited for this 2 weeks from now.
I
Speaking
gotta
of
say,
NXT,
yes,
I was gonna do this as a lovely chance for a segue. Man, was that one hell of an NXT special this Wednesday. I watched it just before the show, so it's still fresh in my head.
it's
But
still
holy,
fresh in my head because I can't stop thinking about it.
yeah, holy crap! I
Oh
mean,
my god,
where do you
yes.
want to begin? I
Well,
mean,
let's get kind of, I think, the weakest match, and Owen, or not Owens, but Rhino and Corbin.
oh yeah, well, it definitely goes to show. I skipped this match actually because
Okay, it did
I
what
knew,
it needed to do. Corbin beat Rhino.
yeah,
Corbin looking
exactly.
strong. We still got a way to go, but
I still have a long way to go with this
yeah, but
guy.
oh man, where this started with Breeze and Baller.
Yeah, oh, dude,
Jesus,
perfect. That
I
was the perfect
the
ending.
entrances for one. You had Breeze do
Yes.
the whole fashion model thing, like it was
Oh
great.
God,
Owen or
perfect.
I I've got Kevin Owens on my mind now. Thank you.
Sorry, it's
I
okay.
was also thinking of a clip I saw from PWG with him and Generico, where Steen's son at 5 months old pinned a guy after.
Oh yeah, Excalibur. Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw that.
so good, just so goofy, so wrestling, so sweet with his son, and it's just awesome. But anyway,
The clip of Owen watching his dad on Raw was a
yes,
pretty meta clip too. ESPN
yeah,
picked that up, so
and it's one of those things where, I mean, Owens is supposed to be a heel. I mean, he's got this character down pat just perfectly.
I mean, just everything he seems to be doing. That's why I think not long for NXT, or he's very soon. They're going to realize that we can use this guy on Raw, and
And
people are going to be into
maybe
him.
he will hold the title simultaneously,
Who
and then
knows?
maybe someone's gonna come beat him for it, and then
I don't
main
see
roster.
anybody. I don't see anybody at this point in time. Just the way they have this
Really?
character going. I mean, unless it's Samoa Joe. Big spoiler. Samoa Joe is there. We'll talk about that later.
Later.
But yeah, I loved Breeze and Balor. I thought that was an absolutely great start to the show.
Again, gotta bring up Balor's body paint. I mean, he had like the whole cape with the freaking
The
spike,
Eye of
the
Balor on the
eye.
back. Oh,
It's like
dude.
you can still tell it's been that same design he's had, but just how he kind of
It's
mixes
taking
it
it.
up.
He's taking it to the next level. He's basically
Right.
taking everything he did in New Japan and just
Without all the
turning it up.
possible copyright things with the
Turning
characters.
well is
Yeah.
no. It's basically just turning it up a notch.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, because
I
now he's
mean,
got this huge stage with WWE, and he's able to. Because it's such a. He stands out, is what he does. He
yes.
stands
Oh,
out.
absolutely.
And in this world of wrestling, you do that. You don't want to be just one of these guys that just kind of
Boots
blends
and
in.
tights.
Yeah, you know,
Yep.
you've got someone like Kevin, Steen, who's got he's just a different body type than what WWE. You got a Balor who has the
The
body paint,
entrance. Probably
the
one of the best
entrance.
entrances in wrestling right now. I would
One
say,
of my
hands
favorite
down.
entrance tracks. Easy.
Yes, and just the way everything about the entrance too. I think that's why I call it the best entrance in wrestling right now. I think
Breeze's gimmick is just so different.
it works.
Yes, there's a
It
little
works.
bit of Rick Rude in there. There's a little bit of narcissist Lex
There's a little bit of
Luger.
Shawn Michaels in it
Yeah,
too.
it's
Like
just this bits, and then you take with today's technology, the whole selfie cam thing, and it's like it's off to the races, man.
like I said, that match was absolutely perfect, and now we will see Finn Balor again resume his
Yeah.
place as the number one contender.
I mean, I got mentioned.
We saw Evil Emma.
Yep.
That was the thing that happened. I was very much a fan of that. I mean, beyond Evil Emma, I mean, it was just a generic women's tag team match.
Yeah, it was Bailey and Charlotte versus Dana Brooke and Emma, and
Hmm. It seemed like Emma was like leading Dana Brooke through a lot of that stuff in that
yeah,
match. Like
and and then okay, it's only developmental. She's still got a long way to go, but
very much.
Dana Brooke, I
But
think, will get there. She's just
oh no,
they.
she's gonna get there.
Yeah,
Unless she like completely falls on her face. But as long as she's able to competently do what's her job, at least in the
yeah.
minimums, like they'll do it.
She's
They'll bring her up.
not your typical. She's in a sense kind of like China, where China wasn't a
Yeah.
girly girl, but like Dana Brooke still kind of has that, but she's a little more muscular. She's just kind of a different deal. I mean, Bailey is always fun to watch. Emma, I like some of her stuff. Emma's good, fun to watch for obvious
I think
reasons. But
I'm gonna like. I think we're gonna. This is the best. I think we've yet to see the best from Emma, because I think this evil Emma character, she could
right,
really do
it's
something.
different.
Sink her teeth
It's
into.
something that it was like. I remember when Jeff Hardy turned heel in TNA.
Yeah, for that. Well,
It
no, I
was
don't. But
well, I
okay.
do. It was like, okay, I want to see how this plays out because it's nothing we've seen from him before. I had never seen a heel Jeff Hardy. He's always been like the face, the good guy, it's anyway different. Yeah, that's really all I can say about the Diva tag match. Tag team titles.
The tag team title match was pretty good. I was a little.
I was a little, I was disappointed that
Yeah, I was
Enzo and
disappointed because I wanted to see Enzo and Cass win the belts, but
I mean,
now
I thought Blake and Murphy were going to be kind of transitional tag champions, but the way they did the finish, they turned Alexa Bliss heel, evil Alexa.
yeah, Alexa, we got to think of a thing opposite than Bliss. I mean, I don't know what to call her, but yeah, here's the thing: they had to do something with Alexa Bliss. I guess turning her heel and putting her with these guys is something. Let's see what happens, because
Yep.
obviously, they're invested in her. She's
Right.
a talent. Let's do something. Whatever she was doing before wasn't really working, or I can't even really tell what she
Or
was doing before.
she got a women's title
She
shot.
was
at
white. She was white Bailey, essentially. Is what
well, Bailey. She was like, yeah, in just sense, in just kind of that vanilla babyface type deal.
Yeah, very vanilla.
Right.
This is
But
gonna
great
something
to
that's
look
gonna set
at.
her. This is gonna be something that's gonna be set her apart. Like we could finally get intergender 6-person tag matches. on NXT now because you'll have
Right.
Enzo and Cass with Carmella against Blake and Murphy
Right,
and
because
Bliss.
yeah, Blake and Murphy, they got the win. It was, but they under shenanigans.
So, like a swerve, man, a swerve. That's what it was.
See, Russo, that's a fucking swerve, you bastard.
What else happened? I'm trying to think of what else happened. Oh yeah, the best women's match of
Oh my
this
god.
decade,
So
perhaps
on the
happened.
pre-show, they had that clip of Becky Lynch backstage. She had the hoodie on, and they're like, "Okay, this girl's ready for a fight." Like, it was one of those things where you could tell, like, she's ready to come out and fight. She's gonna fight for this belt. Of course, like, it was, also covering up the new hair color.
Yeah, I didn't know what to make of that. I mean, I usually like the orange hair. It's good. It took me the duration of the match to get used to the color of her hair.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it now. Like I was
Yep.
unsure of it when I first saw it, but now I guess she made it work. Um, but holy crap, can we talk about one of the best women's matches of the decade?
Oh
I
my
mean, just
god.
the false finishes, the moments you think that Sasha Banks is going to break this girl's arm, perfect ring psychology from two great performers. I mean, you want to see give Divas a chance? Well, I think they just gave Divas a chance right there. I think they just
Right.
did their sex a big up in that match. I mean,
Yep.
if not for Samoa Joe coming out, I think that's what we're
Oh my
talking
god.
about
Yeah, I
most
mean, you
from
see,
that
I
night.
got lost, and I'm like, oh my god, yeah, you like felt like there's gonna be arms broken here. The selling, everything about it, like it seems like this might, and this is I know controversial, but for me, this might top that Raw main event with Trish and Lita.
Uh
Is
see, I
that
think that's not a
it's on
that's not
par?
that's a fair statement. I think, but we have to wait a little while because that was such a historical moment because it was the first women's
Right.
main event to Raw. I think
And
the match as a whole, maybe you might be right, but I mean, we gotta wait to see about that, man.
yeah, I know, a little controversial on that one, but man, it
No,
was
no,
so,
it's a fair opinion because
it
I
was
mean, I
that
think
fucking good.
we have to wait to see before we
Right.
make something like that
Because
because
we're
I
still
mean,
barely, 11 years removed from that main event.
yes, I mean, but it was a fucking spectacular match. I mean, hats off to both of these ladies for really just practically
Yeah.
stealing the show. And in fact, you know what? They stole the show in a lot of people's
Oh
minds, I
yeah.
think, and
I
especially
know.
the minds of their
Yeah.
coworkers.
And I gotta tell you,
Absolutely.
I didn't get too distracted looking at Sasha Banks. As
No,
hot as she
exactly. That's what I'm
is.
saying. They let their work speak for themselves and not how they look
Yeah.
speak for them. So perfect for
I'm
it.
gonna say
Now
right
on
now
to
that
the main event.
right, the two
I'm
hottest
I'm
women in NXT, Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks.
right now probably, but
Yeah.
all right, on to the main event as I'm trying to power through the show
Yeah.
because I want to get watched in this hockey game. It's
Yeah.
it's three
Sorry.
one. It's okay. It's okay. I love you.
Oh my
So
God, Zayn
I want to
Owens
get.
too.
Oh yeah. See, I think Zayn Owens 2 I think isn't going to be as good as Zayn Owens 3, but we got a pretty good match out of our hands. But
Right.
what the big story out of this match was it finally happened, folks.
Oh my God.
What had become now
So
the worst kept secret in wrestling.
really, it's like the
Uh,
rumors like he's debuting. Like so,
he's not debuting because he's going to be on this NEW show in
it looks like he's still
August.
gonna, he's still gonna be able to do his dates, and he's gonna do NXT. So it's working out. But so how this played out is you have Owens outright trying to kill Sami Zayn. He
Yeah, no,
pop up,
they
yeah, pop up power
he
bomb into the apron. Regal gets in. He's trying to claw. He's like Regal gets involved. He gets blasted, and he's like, "Oh, there's gonna be some fucking consequences there." Owens gives zero fucks.
yes, he does. So who comes out and save him? It's like everybody knew it was coming, but like when the music hit, you were like, whose music is this? That's where they let me down. I think
Right
on
when
these.
that
Really,
music hit,
it was the
when my
familiar
stream froze.
beginning.
Yeah,
It was the familiar beginning, but
but
then
my
they
stream
kind of changed
froze.
it.
Yeah, my stream froze, and I basically don't freeze on me now, you son of a bitch. Like I'm so invested in this. I hear this music start, and I'm like, oh fuck. And then
Yeah.
it started going, and then here comes Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I mean, and looking very muscular too, Samoa Joe. Probably the best he's ever looked in his athletic career. Um,
Yeah. I mean, he comes, this guy, shaved head, he's got the towel around his neck, and it's like, oh shit.
yeah, it was on, man. I mean, it finally happened. I guess he was the last great free agent, I guess you could say. I mean, other than AJ, but he's the last white whale in the wrestling business, and now he's on NXT. And
Yep.
we got a great showdown too between those two at the end. Like, you didn't know if it was gonna come to blows or not. It unfortunately didn't. Owens came back out and then left again.
Yeah, well, they're
They
staring down, and then you see Owens back off, and then Joe just steps right
get
back in.
right gets right back in his face.
Like,
Oh,
like I said, subtlety. It
so
was
well done.
nothing, no words at all, just
So well
actions.
done.
It's just
So
that
well done.
message that Joe is not backing down from this motherfucker.
Yes. So those were the three big events that happened this week. We're gonna move right along to that. Um, what's gonna happen next? Who fucking knows? But I am gonna be watching with bated breath. Here's what I think could happen. Maybe I'm just talking out my ass. But when Hideo Itami comes back, they have a who took out Hideo Itami, and
Right.
maybe they explain it as Samoa Joe did it to even the playing field. And that
Eventually,
sets up
the big eventual heel turn.
yes, and then
Samoa Joe.
that sets up Joe Itami. Which,
Well, I mean, in that segment, Owens walked by and he just says something like,
it's like, oh, what a shame.
yeah, like, he just didn't give a shit.
That was so great. That fan made video, by the way, so great.
Yeah, when they went from Enzo doing it and Cass and Carmelo doing their thing, which was great.
Yeah, fan made video. That was great. So there were two other bits of wrestling news this week.
Yep.
Do you want to get to the strange or the stranger?
You pick it, man.
Let's start with the strange. Reports are coming out of the dirt sheets that Destination America is looking to cancel their relationship with Impact Wrestling after.
Oddly enough, this happens the same day that Samoa Joe debuts in WWE.
Yes, fortuitous, maybe a little bit. I feel bad though for the people that
Yes.
are going to lose their jobs.
Yeah,
because of
the
this.
production guys, the wrestlers that.
Because this is probably going to be the death knell of the company. I don't see any other.
I don't feel bad for Dixie Carter though. You
No,
had
we
your
don't.
fucking chances.
You had your chance, you made the dance, but you didn't take it.
Mhm.
What can you do? You better go back to your, billions of dollars or whatever you.
Whatever, you're go back to your daddy's money, and you're not gonna be able to buy
Exactly.
any more wrestlers there, Dixie. That was
So
you turned into WCW 2.0, and look what
basically, I mean, I think it's only a matter of time before we read that Vince McMahon has purchased the Impact tape library.
I wish he
just
would.
for-
I want to see those old episodes, of the
Impact
TNA,
Wrestling.
the
Impact
old
Wrestling.
No, the early day
on-
stuff, the pay-per-views, when they were doing
Oh,
those
wow.
every week.
Yeah.
I want to see some of those old Impacts. I want to see a lot of those old pay-per-views. I want to be able to go on the WWE Network, watch that amazing, six-sided steel match between AMW and Triple X.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting sight, but
Basically,
that's
NXT has become what TNA was in 05 and 07, the alternative.
yes, absolutely, and I think that's what their signing of Samoa Joe means. Is they're trying to create an alternative brand within the company to give their fans something else to watch.
Yeah,
when
I quite don't get why they went that direction with his music, but Joe is
No.
in WWE. Period.
Yeah, that Joe's in WWE. Only good things could follow.
Yep.
Now the TNA thing, I think it's only a matter of time because I really don't think that there's anybody else. I don't think there's any other television network that's going to gamble on them after two networks in a year.
Mhm.
Shit can them.
Yeah.
So it's only a matter of time before you read that company has been dissolved. Now on to the even
Oh
stranger
boy.
bit of news this week. It was reported out of Vivid Entertainment that they have reached an agreement with Tammy Lynn Stitch to do to purchase her adult movies. I don't know what to make of this.
I'm not gonna watch it.
1990, 1995 Brandon is pretty intrigued. 2015 Brandon is like
Not so much.
not so much. I
You
mean,
know what? If
I'll
this
watch
was,
it. I'll watch it. I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy it, but I'll watch it.
there are
I don't know if I'm
pictures
gonna
I've seen of her where she looks fairly good, but then there's others where she looks like a train wreck. It's like,
Dude, I don't.
if this was
I
95 Sunny, then you have my interest.
I
Not
don't know if I
20.
even have the interest now to even to go. I'm saying this just basically for my show's sake that I might watch it, but I don't know if I actually.
I'm not.
will
I
watch it.
refuse to. I've
This
seen
is.
the China tapes.
Oh yeah, well no,
I refuse to
we've all
watch
seen them.
Hogan's. I have no
Well,
desire to see Hogan's old ass bang Bubba Love Sponge's wife.
in
It's
black and white.
yeah. God.
I just.
At least she's already in the Hall of Fame. She at
Yes,
least
like she's not further damaging her career anymore than it already has. Like she's already gotten her moment in the sun, and I guess now they really don't care what she does. But if I was them, I would say, hey, if you do this, you are seriously endangering your relationship with the company. If you ever have a chance of ever salvaging that after basically selling yourself on Skype. Um,
mm-hmm.
yeah,
It was just a matter of time.
This really took us all out of complete left field. This strange bit of information, but it happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what to make of it, man.
It's
It's happening. That's all I'm gonna say.
oh boy. Why do we end
So,
with that? I don't know.
well, I'm gonna try and salvage it with. I'm gonna try and salvage it with a great Iron Sheik.
Yeah,
Tweet of the
I'll
week.
edit in the wonderful thing later.
Yeah. So.
Fuck him! I talked to him! I wanna know, are you the man or are you a fucking piece of shit? No good motherfucker! Fucking bullshit! Bullshit, Hulk Hogan! I'm the rare all-American gold medal. You are good. You are the best. But I beat the fuck up.
So this is great moment in Twitter happened this week. Virgil has joined Twitter.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God!
Virgil has joined Twitter.
What's his handle?
And it's the real Virgil. It's the real _ Virgil. That happened. So you can only imagine Team Shake what Shaky Baby had to say it. For one was Dwight Howard equals the real Virgil. And what I think would my favorite is jabroni at the real Virgil. That, ladies and gentlemen, is your Iron Sheik tweet of the week.
Fucking bullshit!
Fucking bullshit!
You know I'm gonna edit this in, right?
I know. I just like doing it anyway.
Oh yeah, we got it.
That's how I used to. Before we had fancy, sound bits and stuff like that. When I first started doing the Iron Sheik tweet of the week, I would just do the impersonation myself. So.
Okay. Breaking news. I'm just seeing this on Twitter. Apparently, JR is saying that talents are being left in the dark regarding the cancellation of TNA. Of course.
Yeah, of course, because why would they tell anybody anything at that company? It doesn't surprise me anything about
It
anything
doesn't.
that's
It's
going
like
on.
and it's just kind of a dick
TNA.
move that you're not letting your own employees know what the
No.
hell's going on.
Well, put it this way: those people knew that they were all didn't have a job anyway. So,
Mhm. Yeah. Anyway,
so,
so yeah,
you
we've
want
done
to do
our
some
Iron Sheik.
plugs?
Yeah. You can find me over on YouTube at the Gaming Pegasus 187. I am on Twitter at Gaming Pegasus 187. I'm about to follow Virgil for why the hell not. I'm over on Instagram, Xbox Live, Wii U, WWE Supercard at Pegasus 187. Go check out the update me and Burhan did over on his Retro Unlim channel thing. It's up there. We did the update, and yeah, I'm out doing other things. I'm working this weekend, and I'm probably gonna end up. I got another video up on my channel. I just did another part for my Super Metroid playthrough because why the hell not? So yeah, I'm all over the place in the webs. Brandon,
Yeah, yo. So check me out on the Twitter at a Brandon Allhope. Apparently nothing on Instagram. I take pictures sometimes of things. Like me on Facebook. Like I said, follow me on Twitter. Go and support independent wrestling. Even yes, Memorial Day weekend or whenever you happen to be listening to the show, there is a professional wrestling event going on in your local municipality. I guarantee it. It's out there. All you got to do is find it. There are people out there like my good friend Chris Caden, traveling this world, trying to live their dream, rocking spandex, entertaining the town, making the towns, selling the gimmicks, doing what they got to do to live their dream. So go out there and support them. To all my brothers and sisters out there in the world of independent wrestling, take care of each other this weekend. It is a big party weekend, I
yep.
know.
Stay
If you
safe
live
this
the
Memorial Day weekend.
exactly, if you party and get down, be responsible in your partying. No one wants to read about your death and all that stuff. That'll be not fun time. And then you won't be able to listen to me and Nick talk about wrestling every Friday.
Yeah, you won't be able to hear Burhan's dick jokes when he comes back.
And there was no creepy page moment this week too.
Nope,
By the way,
because she really hasn't been around. She's still,
no.
out.
No.
But
So we did a pretty good show this week. So
although, I guess the creepiest moment of the week is me kind of fawning over Alexa Bliss and such. Thanks.
it's okay. It's all right, man. We had it.
Yep,
This was a toned down show. We did a
Yep.
good job.
Yeah,
So
in out quick one.
yeah, I'm trying to get it out quick while it's over with. That's what I'm doing. So for the absent Dave Wade, for the Tom Shaw, who was supposed to be here, but maybe will be back next week, for Mr. Michael Burhan, my executive producer, who is trying to find himself and get his life in order, for Nick Horacek, I'm Brandon Liggan, saying good night. Good night. Go forth and spread beauty and light. Peace, love, and humptiness. We're out.